Breathe deeply and allow your body to relax completely. Let each breath in bring calm, and each breath out release everything you don't need to carry. You are safe and ready for this journey into understanding abundance, into experiencing the deeper economy, into learning to receive with grace. With each breath, feel your body settling more deeply into rest, your shoulders dropping, your jaw softening, your hands and feet growing heavy, your whole being releasing into this moment, this sacred space at the edge of sleep, where journeys become possible, where the inner landscape opens to you. You find yourself standing at the gates of Rome in early morning light. The sun has just risen above the eastern hills, a glowing orb of gold and orange, painting everything it touches in soft, warm tones. Prayer. Wait. The marble of Rome's walls glows pink and gold in this early light. The air is fresh and cool, but warming as the sun climbs higher. That perfect temperature that invites walking, exploring, being present to the day. The city is awakening, and you can hear the sounds of commerce beginning to stir within the walls. The sound of merchants setting up their stalls, the thump and scrape of wooden crates being placed, heavy and full. The delicate clink of pottery and glassware being carefully arranged. The rustle and snap of fabrics being unfolded and displayed, colors catching the morning light. Voices calling out greetings to each other, the friendly banter of people who do this every day and love their work, who know each other well, who are part of a community. Coins clinking as vendors count out their starting change, the musical sound of metal on metal, the smell of fresh bread wafting from somewhere within the city walls, yeasty and warm and irresistible, making your mouth water instantly. Today you walk through Rome not as a ruler or warrior, not as someone with power over others, but as a wealthy visitor, a pilgrim of prosperity, someone who has come to learn, to experience, to understand. You have come to see what Rome has to offer, what transactions are happening, what exchanges are taking place. You have come to understand the deeper economy of abundance, the true nature of wealth, the mystery of giving and receiving. You look down and notice you're wearing a rich, comfortable tunic, well made, of good fabric, and around your waist is a heavy leather belt, beautifully tooled, and attached to it is a large leather purse. "Hell," says the princess. You can feel its weight pulling at your belt, substantial, significant. You reach for it and feel the contents, gold coins, heavy and substantial, packed tight. You have plenty, more than enough. You are well resourced for this journey through the marketplace of Rome. You lack nothing. You are ready to receive the lessons waiting for you. You enter the city through the gates, massive things of oak and bronze, standing open wide to welcome the day's commerce. The guards nod respectfully as you pass, recognizing wealth, recognizing good intent in your demeanor. The market is especially fine this morning, one tells you with a genuine smile. You've chosen a good day to visit Rome. The merchants have their best goods out. You smile back and thank him. Then walk forward into the awakening streets of Rome. The city is beautiful in this early light, white marble buildings catching the sun and glowing like they're lit from within. Tall columns casting long, dramatic shadows across the stone streets. Fountains beginning to sparkle as light touches water, creating small rainbows in the spray. This is Rome at its best, prosperous and peaceful, all parts working together in the complex dance of civilization, the intricate web of exchange and commerce and relationship that makes a city function. You follow your ears and nose toward the marketplace. The sounds grow louder, more varied, more complex, a symphony of commerce. Individual sounds blending into a rich tapestry, voices calling out prices and describing goods, laughter and conversation, the sound of carts rolling over cobblestones, animals making their various noises, music somewhere, a flute player providing atmosphere, the smells intensify and multiply. Bread, yes, but also spices sharp and aromatic, fresh fruits sweet and ripe, flowers perfumed and heady, roasting meat savory and rich, olive oil smooth and green, wine fruity and fermented, fresh fish from the sea, leather being worked, wool being dyed. Your senses are fully engaged, pulling you forward into the heart of Rome's commercial life. You round a corner, and there it is, the marketplace. A vast open square surrounded by covered colonnades, where merchants have set up their stalls under the shade. And what a sight it is, colour everywhere, an explosion of it, more colour than seems possible. The deep reds and rich purples of dyed fabrics, some so vivid they almost hurt to look at, the oranges and yellows and greens of citrus fruits, and apples and pears, piled high in artful pyramids. The varied greens of fresh vegetables, light lettuce, dark kale, medium green beans, silvery green olives, the golds and silvers of jewelry, catching and throwing light like tiny mirrors. The browns and tans and terracottas of pottery and leather goods, blue and green glass bottles, white and pink flowers, black ironwork, every colour, every shade, all displayed with care, all arranged to catch the eye. The marketplace is already busy, though not yet crowded. This is the best time, when merchants are fresh and eager, when the best goods are still available, when the energy is high but not frantic, when there's space to move and breathe and really see what's offered. Perfect. You've arrived at exactly the right moment. You begin walking through the marketplace, just strolling at first, taking it in, letting yourself be present to the abundance around you. And the first vendor you pass is selling bread. An older woman, her face lined with years but her eyes bright and alert, her hands strong and flour-dusted from the morning's baking, stands behind a display of the most beautiful loaves you've ever seen. Round peasant loaves with thick, crackling crusts that look like they could sing. Long baguettes, golden and perfect. Sweet rolls studded with dried fruits and drizzled with honey. Flatbreads brushed with olive oil and sprinkled with herbs and salt. Graded loaves, seeded loaves, dark rye and pale wheat. The variety is stunning. The smell is intoxicating. Yeast and wheat and heat and that indefinable essence of bread, of grain transformed by fire into sustenance. The bread vendor sees you looking and smiles warmly, genuinely pleased that someone is really seeing her work. She picks up one of the most beautiful loaves, round, golden crusted, still warm from the oven. You can see steam rising from it slightly, and offers it to you with both hands, a gesture of generosity and pride. For you, she says, simply, directly, holding eye contact. You reach instinctively for your purse, ready to pay, ready to complete the transaction you understand. But she waves you off with her flour-dusted hand, a definite gesture. No, no. No payment needed. You have already given me something. You look at her in surprise, hands still on your purse. I have. What have I given you? I haven't done anything yet. She smiles, and the smile transforms her face, makes her beautiful despite her age. Your attention, your presence. You stopped at my stall. Really stopped. You didn't just hurry past. You looked at my bread. Really looked. I saw it in your eyes. You appreciated it, valued it, saw the work that went into it, recognized the skill and care. The exchange has already happened. The transaction is complete. We're square. You accept the bread with gratitude, somewhat stunned, holding the warm loaf in your hands, feeling the heat through the crust, smelling the incredible aroma rising up, and you realize she's right. Something has been exchanged. You gave attention and appreciation and presence. She gave bread. Both parties feel satisfied. Both parties feel they received something valuable. This is a real exchange, even though no coins changed hands. You continue through the marketplace, breaking off pieces of the still warm bread and eating as you walk. It's delicious beyond description. The crust cracks and crunches in your mouth. The inside is soft and tender and slightly sweet. There's the richness of good olive oil baked into it, a hint of salt, the pure flavor of wheat turned into food. This bread nourishes more than just body. It nourishes soul. It nourishes something deeper, your capacity to receive, your ability to appreciate, your willingness to accept gifts. At the next stall, a merchant sells fabric, bolts and bolts of cloth in every color and texture imaginable. Silk that shimmers and shifts color as you look at it, like water reflecting sky. Wool so soft it feels like clouds given substance. Linen cool and crisp and smooth. Cotton in prints of flowers and geometric patterns and swirling designs. The merchant, a middle-aged man with kind eyes and deft, skilled hands that move over fabric like a musician over strings, watches you admire his wares with obvious appreciation. But he sees what catches your eye. You're drawn to a particular bolt of silk, unable to look away from it. He pulls it out with a flourish, deep blue like the ocean at twilight, shot through with threads of silver that catch the light and sparkle like stars on water. This one, he says knowingly, would be perfect for you. I can tell. I've been doing this long enough to know who belongs with which fabric. He drapes the silk over your arm with practiced grace. The feel of it is extraordinary, smooth and cool and fluid, almost like the fabric is alive, like it's water or liquid light instead of woven thread. You run your hand over it involuntarily, mesmerized by the texture, the color, the way the light plays across it. Again you reach for your purse, and again you're waved off, this time with a gentle laugh. The exchange has already been made, my friend, the merchant says warmly. You valued my fabric by stopping, by really seeing it. I rang your hand over the silk with true appreciation. You understood the work that went into weaving this, the skill required, the hours of labor, the artistry needed to achieve this particular color, this particular shimmer, this exact hand feel. That appreciation is payment enough. That recognition of value is wealth given to me. The fabric is yours, it belongs to you now. You fold the silk carefully, reverently, and place it in a bag that has somehow appeared at your side. A magical bag, you realize, that expands to hold whatever gifts you receive, never growing too heavy, never growing full. And you notice something strange and wonderful, something that should be impossible but is clearly true. Your purse of gold coins feels heavier, not lighter. The more you receive, the more you have to give. The more freely gifts flow to you, the more wealth you possess. This is backwards from the economy you know, but somehow it's true. This is different from the economy of the outer world. This is a deeper economy, the economy of true abundance. The economy of gift and grace and gratitude and recognition of value. An economy where giving and receiving flow together, where they're not separate acts, but two aspects of the same dance. You move to a pottery stall, where beautiful vessels of all kinds are displayed with obvious care and pride. Large amphorae for storing wine and oil, their shapes elegant and balanced, wide creters for mixing, beautiful proportions. Plates painted with scenes of daily life, people working, eating, dancing, celebrating. Cups so delicate they're almost translucent, you can see light through them. Bowls both practical and beautiful. vases for flowers, everything well made, everything displaying craftsmanship, everything speaking of skill passed down through generations. The potter, a younger woman with clay still visible under her fingernails, permanent stains on her hands and forearms from working the earth, watches you with interest as you examine her wares. There's hope in her eyes, the hope that someone will really see what she's made, will recognize the work, will value it properly. You pick up a cup, simple, elegant, perfect proportions, impossibly thin walls, glazed in a soft green like new leaves in spring, like the first growth after winter. You turn it in your hands, appreciating the weight, the balance, the way the glaze has that slight irregular quality that proves it was made by hand, not mass-produced. This is beautiful, you say, meaning it completely, not flattering or exaggerating. This is really beautiful. This green, how did you achieve this exact shade? She beams, her whole face lighting up. I worked on the glaze for months to get that exact color. Months. So many test batches, so many failures, and then finally it appeared. And I knew that was it. That was the green I was searching for. You're the first customer who's asked how I made it. Most people just see cup, but you see art. You see work. You see skill. I'm glad you see it. She wraps the cup carefully and hands it to you. Take it. You've already paid by understanding what you held, by recognizing the work and care and time that went into making it. Into your bag goes the cup, precious now, because you know its story. And your purse of gold grows heavier still, impossibly, wonderfully. On and on through the marketplace you walk, and at each stall, each interaction, the pattern repeats. The exchange happens before coins are mentioned. Value is recognized. Appreciation is given. Gifts flow freely in return. A jeweler offers you a simple silver ring because you admired not just the ring but his craftsmanship. Asked questions about technique, showed genuine interest. A spice merchant gives you small packets of saffron and cinnamon and cardamom because you inhaled their scents with genuine pleasure, closed your eyes to really experience the aroma, spoke about how smells carry memory. A fruit seller presses a perfect peach into your hand, fuzzy-skinned and heavy with juice, because you commented on the beauty of her display, the care she took in arranging colors and shapes. A leather worker gives you a pair of soft shoes, butter soft and perfectly stitched, because you noticed and commented on the fine stitching, understood the difficulty of sewing leather to that standard. Why, Paul, tender. A wine merchant pours you a cup to taste, then gives you a bottle, because you really tasted it, described what you tasted, showed that you were present to the experience, rather than just consuming mindlessly. A metalsmith offers you a small bronze sculpture because you stood before his work for a full minute in silence, just appreciating, just being present to it. Each transaction the same. You give attention, appreciation, presence, recognition of value. You really see what's offered. You honor the work that went into creating it. You value the skill and care and time invested, and you receive freely in return. No coins change hands, and yet you feel wealthier with each exchange. Your bag grows fuller of tangible gifts, and somehow, mysteriously, your purse grows heavier with coins you never spent. You realize this is teaching you something profound about the nature of abundance, something important about the true nature of wealth. True wealth isn't just about accumulating things, piling up possessions, having more than others. It's about recognizing value, appreciating what's offered, being present to the exchange, giving your full attention as a form of payment that satisfies both giver and receiver. When you truly value something, when you stop and really see it, appreciate it, Recognize the skill and care that went into it. Honor the human being who created it. That valuing is itself valuable. That attention is worth something real. That appreciation creates an exchange that satisfies both parties. The giver feels seen, recognized, honored. The receiver gets something they truly appreciate. Both parties walk away enriched. And in this economy, giving and receiving aren't opposites or separate acts. They're the same thing happening simultaneously. When you truly receive with appreciation, you're giving recognition, attention, value. When you give attention and presence, you're receiving the gift of whatever you're attending to. The flow goes both ways at once. The idea of this is abundance, not hoarding what you have and fearing scarcity, but letting gifts flow through you, in and out, trusting that there's always more, that the source is infinite. You find yourself at a wine merchant's stall, feeling drawn there, though you hadn't planned it. The merchant, an older man with laugh lines deeply carved around his eyes, with the sun-weathered face of someone who spends time in vineyards, pours you a cup of wine without asking, deep red, almost purple, fragrant with grapes and oak, and thyme and earth. Taste, he invites, holding the cup out to you. Tell me what you taste. You take the cup, and you don't just gulp it down. You hold it first, examining the color in the light. Ruby red, deep and rich. You smell it, inhaling deeply, detecting grapes, yes, but also cherry, blackberry, a hint of vanilla from oak barrels, earth, something almost chocolate-like. Then you taste it, letting it sit in your mouth, letting the flavors open up. It's extraordinary, complex, rich. Full-bodied but not heavy, balanced, with layers that reveal themselves slowly. Fruit first, then oak, then subtle spice, then a long finish that lingers. This is remarkable, you say honestly, looking at him with respect. This is really something special. How long did you age this? He laughs with pure pleasure, delighted. 20 years I worked on this vintage. 20 years. End. And you're the first customer today who really tasted it, who gave it your full attention instead of just gulping it down like cheap tavern wine, who showed up to the experience. That attention honors my work, honors 20 years of care. Please, take a bottle. No, take two. One to drink now and one to save for a special occasion. Into your bag go the bottles, precious, because you understand their worth now. Your purse is so heavy with coins now. You can hardly believe it, can't understand how you're carrying this much gold when you haven't spent any. At a flower stall, you pause before a display, so beautiful it actually takes your breath away, makes you stop in your tracks. Roses in every shade from pure white to deep crimson, with every pink and coral and peach in between. The flower stall will soon be settled. Lilies with their heavy, sweet perfume that seems to carry memory in it. Jasmine cascading from hanging baskets, tiny white stars that smell like heaven. Violets in small bunches, purple and white, delicate and precious. Lavender, both purple and grey-green, smelling of summer and sleep and southern France. The flower seller, a young man with gentle hands and dirt under his fingernails, watches you take in his display with obvious pride and hope. You arranged these, you say, still looking at the display. This isn't just selling. This is composition. This is art. You thought about color relationships, about how heights work together, about grouping textures, about the overall aesthetic effect. Most people just grab flowers and stick them in buckets, but you created something beautiful here. His face lights up like you've given him the greatest gift in the world. You see that. You really see it. Most people just grab what they want and go, never noticing that I spent an hour this morning arranging this, thinking about colors and heights and how the eye moves through the display. But you saw, you noticed. You understood that there's intention here, artistry, that I'm not just a vendor but also an artist. He makes up a bouquet as he speaks, his hands moving with practiced grace, choosing each stem with care, considering how it works with the others, building something that has structure and meaning and beauty. Roses for elegance, jasmine for fragrance, lavender for color contrast, some greenery for texture. He wraps it carefully and presents it to you with a slight how. For you. Because you saw, because you recognized what I was doing. That recognition means more than money. The flowers go into your bag, and their perfume rises up, surrounding you in fragrance, making the whole marketplace smell like a garden. You've been walking for perhaps an hour now, perhaps more. Time has that strange quality here, both slow and fast, both measured and eternal. You've received gift after gift after gift. Your bag is full of bread and silk and pottery and jewelry and spices and fruit and wine and flowers and shoes and cloth and bronze and more. A cornucopia of abundance. Your purse feels impossibly heavy with coins you never spent. And your heart is full of understanding, full of the lesson you came here to learn. And then you notice something else happening, something spreading outward from you, like ripples from a stone dropped in water. Other shoppers are beginning to emulate you. They're watching you, seeing how you interact with vendors, and they're starting to do the same. They're slowing down. They're really looking at what vendors offer, not just hurrying past. They're commenting, appreciating, asking questions, being present, and the vendors are responding the same way to them, with generosity, with gifts, with the joy of being seen and valued and understood. The whole marketplace is beginning to shift, to transform, to operate in this deeper economy. Abundance is spreading outward from your example like light spreading. The energy is changing from transaction to connection, from mechanical exchange of coins to meaningful exchange of appreciation and recognition and value and gift. You can see it happening, vendor by vendor, shopper by shopper, the whole system shifting to a more human level, a more connected level. You realize this is what you came here to learn. That abundance isn't about having more things than others, about winning the competition, about accumulating and hoarding. It's about being present to what's offered. It's about valuing what you receive. It's about recognizing that attention is currency, that appreciation creates wealth, that presence generates prosperity. It's about understanding that we're all connected in webs of exchange. And when we honor those connections, when we see each other, when we value what's offered, abundance flows naturally. You find an empty bench near the center of the marketplace, in the shade of a colonnade, and sit down to rest and integrate. Your bag is beside you, full of gifts. Your heavy purse is at your belt, weighing you down in the best way. You take inventory of what you've received: bread and silk, pottery and jewelry, spices and fruit, wine and flowers, shoes and cloth and bronze and more. Abundance, real abundance. Not because you spent your gold, you didn't spend a single coin, but because you gave something more valuable than gold, your full, appreciative, present attention. A vendor of honey comes by with a tray of small cups, offering free tastes. "Sample my honey," he says. You take a cup and taste. It's incredible, like bottled sunshine, like summer turned into food, sweet but not cloying, complex, Floral. This is amazing, you say. Where do the bees forage? I raise my own bees, he says, proudly, delighted that you asked. This particular honey is from orange blossoms. My hives are in an orange grove. You can taste the orange, yes? Yes, you say, tasting again, and something else. Is it jasmine? There's a floral note that isn't orange. His eyes widen in surprise and pleasure. You have a refined palate. Not one customer in 100 notices that. Yes, there are some jasmine plants scattered through the orange grove, and the bees visit them too. The jasmine adds that subtle floral note without overwhelming the orange. You're the first person today to taste it. He hands you a jar of the honey, a good size, substantial, for really tasting, not just eating, for paying attention, for noticing. You laugh, shaking your head in wonder. The abundance just keeps coming. The gifts just keep flowing. The more you receive, the more comes to you. This is the economy of grace, the economy of gift, the economy of true abundance. As afternoon settles over the marketplace, as the sun climbs high and the day grows warm, you stand to leave, feeling it's time, sensing the lesson is complete. Your bag is full of gifts. Your purse of gold feels heavier than when you started, though you spent nothing. And your heart is full of understanding, full of gratitude, full of wonder at what you've learned today. This is the economy of Rome at its best, not based on scarcity and hoarding, not based on competition and winning and accumulating more than others, but on abundance and flow, on recognition of value, on appreciation creating wealth, on presence generating prosperity, not based on taking as much as you can for as little as you can, which is the economy of scarcity and fear, but on recognizing value and allowing exchange to flow naturally, which is the economy of abundance and trust. You walk back through the marketplace toward the gates, retracing your steps. Vendors you visited wave and smile as you pass, recognizing you, glad to see you, their friend, now not just their customer. Other shoppers are still practicing this new way of being present, of valuing, of receiving, spreading the energy you brought, amplifying it, making it contagious. You've helped shift the energy of the whole marketplace just by demonstrating another way, just by embodying a different economy, just by being present and appreciative. Your wolf appears beside you as you near the gates, having witnessed your journey through Rome from a respectful distance, watching but not interfering, letting you learn. You learned something important today, the wolf observes, voice quiet but pleased. I did, you agree, still somewhat amazed by it all. I learned that abundance isn't about accumulating things, it's about appreciating what's offered. It's about being present to exchange, not just consuming mindlessly but truly receiving, truly valuing, truly seeing the humanity in every transaction. And you learned that you have wealth to give, the wolf adds, walking beside you. Your attention is valuable. People crave it, need it, feel honored by it. Your appreciation creates value. It literally makes things more valuable when you recognize their worth. You're not poor in resources. You're rich in the most important resource, the ability to be truly present, to really see, to genuinely appreciate. You nod, understanding settling deeper. The gold in your purse, you reach down and check, and it's still there, still heavy, untouched, unspent. Because real exchange doesn't deplete you, real giving doesn't diminish you. When you give from presence and attention and appreciation, you lose nothing. In fact, you gain. The more you give this kind of attention, the more abundance flows to you. You exit through the gates of Rome as evening begins to fall. As the sun moves toward the western horizon, as shadows grow long. The sun is setting now, painting the sky in those same golden and orange and pink tones you saw at dawn, the day coming full circle. A full day of abundance, a complete lesson in the deeper economy. You've been in the marketplace all day, and yet you're not tired. You're energized, filled up, more alive than when you started. Your eagle circles overhead, having watched everything from its high vantage point, seeing patterns you couldn't see from ground level. From up here, the eagle calls down, voice carrying clearly in the evening air. I saw the whole marketplace. I saw abundance spreading from you outward like ripples in water when a stone is dropped. One person being truly present can shift an entire system. One person understanding the deeper economy can teach it to many just by embodying it. You did that today. You walk away from Rome carrying your bag of gifts, your heavy purse of untouched gold, and most importantly, your new understanding, your changed consciousness, your transformed relationship with abundance. Abundance is always available, you now understand. Exchange is always happening. The flow of gifts is always moving. The key is to be present to it, to value it, to participate in it with full attention and genuine appreciation. When you do that, you receive abundantly. When you don't, you might accumulate things, but you'll never feel wealthy. Let yourself rest now in this understanding, this new knowing. Sleep knowing that abundance flows when you are present to receive it, when you value what is offered, when you participate in exchange with awareness and gratitude. The economy of true wealth is always available, always operating, always flowing. You just need to remember to be present to it, to show up fully, to recognize value when you see it. Sleep now in abundance. Sleep in the knowledge that you are wealthy in what matters most, the capacity to be present, to appreciate, to value, to receive with grace, to give with generosity, to participate fully in the gift economy that underlies all commercial economy. The marketplace of life is always offering gifts. You just need to be present enough to see them, appreciate them, receive them. All is abundant. All is flowing, all is exchange and connection, and the deep economy of true wealth. You are part of this flow. You are rich in what matters. You are capable of receiving and giving in ways that create more abundance, not less. Rest in this. Sleep in this. Wake tomorrow still knowing this, still embodying this, still able to see abundance where others see scarcity. All is gift. All is grace, all is well, all is well.